I think there are some pretty interesting complications of suddenly being in possession of a large amount of ether that it's clear that some of the projects maybe didn't think through as clearly as they should have. William, I wonder if you've got a perspective on kind of what the checklist is there. Once the token sale is successfully completed, what does the entrepreneur need to do in order to get the business running, to get a crypto business running in a responsible way?
Sure. I mean, first of all, since we're talking about money to start with, I think they should sell enough to have a 2-year runway. So think of it like they are funding themselves. So give themselves 2 years with a little bit of padding, perhaps. Nothing wrong with that, because at the end of the day, they need money to hire people and to grow. But then the rest, it should be left to have the market decide on their success, because they will benefit if their tokens, if they do a good job, their tokens will appreciate. So when you see a company selling everything, if they sell everything, it means they have no faith in their own token. The idea is that you have to do something so that the market can give you even more value than the initial token offering that you have. But you need time to prove that. The market is not going to give you that over just in the next 3 months. Maybe the speculators will do that for a while, but then it's going to come back down. So that's on the money side. So they have to give some transparency on the treasury aspect. So how will they manage the money? And they have to keep giving progress reports, credible ones. And many of them should replace many of the advisors they have and replace them by real advisors that are mentors, people that have had a startup experience and that can help them go through the rough waters that they will go through, and treat this, and then get their heads down and just to deliver on what they promised, basically.
It's funny, the people who raised money when Ether was low, if they didn't sell their Ether, benefited greatly and all of a sudden raised all this more money. But then you have an experience of someone like Ethereum when they bought and then Bitcoin went down and they had to do it with half the stake. There's no rule on that, but I certainly hope that the company would, as William was saying, hedge themselves by locking in enough for an operating company regardless.
Yeah, the money fluctuations and the speculation and the uncertainty around that are very real. So as a startup, you don't want to worry about that. You have enough to worry about your product. So you got the money, put some in the bank, and don't even worry about that. The markets will take care of themselves if you take care of your product. I gave that advice a year ago to a company that had done a crowd sale. I said, just get the money, get a couple of million in the bank, and that's it. Don't worry about the rest. And then keep your heads down. And that was the best advice that I gave, that they said to me was given to them, and they did that. And now their token is worth 6 times as much because they kept focusing on the product.
In other words, don't try to turn yourself into a crypto hedge fund.
The answer is you're running a business. The crypto is incidental. Make the business work.
Everybody looks at Ethereum and they want to copy their playbook. As if it seems to be easy. Oh yeah, go to Switzerland, do a foundation, check mark. Then get some advisors, check mark. Then do a white paper, check mark, and then do this and so on. But in reality, there was a lot of hard work. I mean, I was involved with Ethereum from day one, and believe me, it wasn't very rosy the first 18 months. Even the first 2 years were very difficult years. A lot of hard work went into it. And the team was very much heads down, developing, doing what they had to do. And now look at the ecosystem. Look at the ecosystem that Ethereum has. It's the envy. It's the envy of any ecosystem, even the envy of Bitcoin.